How we all getting along today? Well, here we are on a Sunday, up in the shop cutting rocks again. This is one of my favorite types of rocks, pretty common around here. Found in the local streams, some of it right here on Lincoln Creek. Found a lot in the Platte. Found down southern Missouri also, but it is the state rock of Missouri. It was made the state rock of Missouri in 1967. It's called Mozarkite. It's just a fancy name for chert. The one distinction is the color. Comes in reds, pinks, and purples, and I find it quite attractive. Pretty tough rock to cut. It has a tendency to fracture off, but if you can be lucky enough to find a piece that ain't going to fall apart after you cut it, you're doing pretty good. So we're going to chuck this thing up in the saw today and see if we can hack some chunks off of it. Another thing I've done for this one is I've got some wooden wedges made. I don't think I've ever shown using those before, but I use these to help with the irregular shapes. You don't find a rock that wants to cooperate very often. So I use those to shim the rock up and make sure that the bar gets clamped down on it good and tight. I've got a piece of wood also under a piece of plywood. That helps to give it a little more bite too, but sometimes you need a little extra help. So wedge them in there just to she holds. Try to get as tight as I can without bending the heck out of everything. I got my fan in for my VFD motor. I do not have it installed yet, but that will be probably a project for the next day or so, because running this thing at these slow speeds, that table feed, causes that motor to get pretty toasty. But I have an answer for that, and then I'll be just about done with this saw. I am going to put a permanent light in it, but haven't got that far yet. Right now I still just use the drop light so I can peek in on it. Alright. Let's see. Feed her on back a little bit. Try to get her right about where I wanted. Bring her up. Alright. So I'm going to clamp the old feed down so she doesn't move on me. Got my split bolt pliers I made. Gonna clamp them on for the feed. Alright, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Ha, funny, rock. Alright, I'll save you all the boring part and we'll get to cutting this thing and see how she turns out. See you in a few. Alright, here we go. Let's get the lid clamped down. Well, we got her all sliced up and actually turned out a little better than I expected. The old Mozarkite came through. Almost all the slices got good color to them. Gonna be able to make some pretty stuff out of that. Don't have to start out fancy, but as you cut into it, you never know what you're gonna find. Oh, some of these slabs I'll be able to make some pendants or something out of it. The smaller pieces that just kind of flaked off, and that's the trouble with working with chert Mozarkite. It's got a mind of its own. It's got a lot of fracture lines, but that's kind of what gives it the character. Those little pieces, I'll just throw them in the rock tumbler and see how they come out. If y'all found it interesting, be sure and like and subscribe. And if you want to see some of the finished product, be sure and check out the wife's Facebook page, Lincoln Creek Creations. She's got some of our wares on there for sale. You could own your own little piece. Well, hope you found it educational and informative, and y'all have a good day. Thank you.